So today with us on Store Talk, we're honored to have special guest. Oh man, I've been seeing this guy since he was a little kid playing sports, dominating, seeing how he's grown, but he's always been a student of the game, even as a player. Today we have
Absolutely.
with us the one, the only, Mr. TJ Gillespie. How you doing today?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Thank you for having me. It's
Yeah, no
definitely an
problem.
opportunity. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So let's dial back and talk about your upbringing with basketball. What did your
Okay.
journey start with you? How old were you when you first started playing? Was basketball your first sport?
It was. I started at 5 years old, playing out Sleepy Hollow. Like a lot of the guys my age, we all started Sleepy Hollow days, running around with 5, 6, 7 years old. It's been some great kids that came through that program, but that's where I started there in Glass City.
Yeah. When did you start to see your game developing and you really started to take off?
I would say probably. I think I was um, pretty good elementary, junior high, but it wasn't until I got with Lionel Armstead. That's when
Shout
my
out to
game started
Lionel.
to change. Yeah,
Yeah.
shout out to Lionel, man. That's family right there, and he's done a lot for me, my family, and the game. So, but yeah, I got with him in sixth grade. He taught me how to work, taught me, how to get outside of the gym and put in the work. So at that time, start working out with Bubby as well.
Shout out to
So,
Bubby.
yep, shout out to Bubby. Bubby changed my life for real when it comes to the working outside. But Lionel used to come pick me up. Me and a couple other guys, he'd pick us up. We would go do basketball workouts, pool workouts, hit the hill, go lift, go pull up on Bubby some days to lift. So it was definitely Lionel and then, a couple other people in my life that definitely helped me take that next step.
Yeah. And then what made you and what was your decision and when you went to St. John's?
Man, so I was a bulldog. You couldn't tell me nothing else. I knew I was going to Scott my whole
Right.
my whole life, pretty much up until like seventh grade. I started to notice like St. John's, Libby. We're going to all of those big games.
Yeah.
Those games were legendary. But I remember watching Brian Roberts. I remember watching BJ Raymond. Shout out to BJ back in the city now. But yeah, those competitive battles. And then my eighth grade year, my dad got the freshman job at St. John's. So after that, it was a seal deal. I was going to St. John's.
Did you always know that you were a coach or always want to, being that your dad was around the game and your dad coached, even when he wasn't coaching, he was coaching us or he was coaching players, being at the barbershop. He
Yep.
telling you what you can do right the next time, what you did wrong, and he, helping players. Always had
Yeah,
that, selfless that, he trying to pour into the athletes. Did you always know that you were gonna take that route?
absolutely not. I fought it actually, because I always just felt like that was my dad's thing. I was raised a coach's son, so I saw the game through, a coach's perspective for the most part. I was always a captain, and led, but I'm like, that's his thing. But people was telling me, uncles, like, man, you're gonna be a great coach. You're gonna be a coach one day. I didn't see it. And then a couple years ago, we did AAU when I first got out of college, but then joined Lionel's staff, and then went from there. But yeah, no, I definitely didn't think I was gonna be a coach. Everyone told me my dad wanted me to be a coach. I'm just like, I don't know, it's not for me. But
Yeah.
now I love it, so it's crazy how it works.
Did you have any like adjustments or was it difficult being a coach's son, having to feel like that I gotta play this way, I gotta be this way, they looking at me different and I'm a leader. Did you feel pressure?
No, I not pressure. My dad was always on me just as hard as anybody else. And he was good at what he did, so I was learning for the most part. The only thing that came from him coaching that gave me a little bit of weary is he used to spend so much time with other kids, and it would be times where he would even take stuff that I own, like, clothes of mine, and give it to kids that needed it.
Yeah.
And I was just telling a story the other day. He took a Sean John sweatsuit from me and gave it to a kid, and I'm telling you, I was hurt. But I completely understand all of it now. It all makes sense.
Yeah.
I would do the same thing. My dad is selfless. He'll give his shirt off his back to anybody. That was how he was raised, and that's how he raised me. So, but when it came to actually playing, that was the easy part.
Yeah, because you was a silent assassin, man. Your shooting, the way that you offensively took over games, and was a great team player. Where did you develop great skill set for shooting? Did y'all just shoot so many times, or you always could shoot?
If you ask my dad, it'd say it came from him, but it definitely came from putting in the work in the gym. Like I said, Lionel kind of helped me understand what that looks like on an everyday basis. And then we took it from there. So, not only was I getting shots up with him, but at St. John's, we had a gun, the shooting machine.
Yeah.
I was on that thing every morning. Most people don't even know, but we were there 6 a.m. getting shots up every day. And I had 3, 4, 5 of my teammates with me. I was blessed that my dad was a coach. So sometimes in the evening, I would get in there, get shots up, but it was at least 500 to 1,000 shots every day back then.
Did y'all still mop the floor before y'all started and after or something? Because when I used to go to the camps, they used to have a real mop out there mopping. And did y'all still do that?
Not for our workouts, but if we were getting up and down, we did for sure.
Oh,
We would still have a lot of open gyms out there. Yeah.
Oh, that's
they took it serious.
Yeah, they did for sure. So you have a great high school career. Now it's time to pick and choose colleges. What went into you choosing Mount Union, and what words of encouragement could you use for the up and coming seniors that might be looking forward to going to a school?
Yeah, man. So I went to Mount Union for a few different reasons. One, I wanted to go to an actual campus. So, I wanted to go somewhere that had a nice campus that, I wasn't like in the middle of the city. I wanted to be on a campus where I could just be away, hoop, get my schoolwork done. So that was appealing to me that they had that. And then I knew that I would play fairly soon. So I ended up starting after 3 or 4 games in my freshman season. And then I played through a lot of injuries through my career at Mount Union, but it was a little up and down. But senior year, we took off and won our first championship in 17 years. So it was a hell of an experience.
Yeah. And so what would you say to the up and coming kids looking to pick a school, might not even have a school to go, or might not know the options, or might want to think big, but might can still go D2, and knowing that that's a possibility?
And I would say go where they want you, especially in this climate with the transfer portal. High school kids are up against the most right now. It's hard to get recruited from high school right now to go to a big time school. Go where you're wanted. I know you're familiar with Micah Bays, that just graduated from Southview this year. It's no way that kid isn't a Division I kid. I mean, I've seen this kid every day put in the work, and I mean, he is cold. He can do it all. He can score from all 3 levels. Just like Dennis said, he's one of the best I ever coached and been around at the high school level. And, it isn't a negative that he chose Lake Erie. We just know that the talent he has, he could be at a higher school. So I think that right now is the name of the game is to get into a school, someone that wants you, put up numbers, show what you can do. And then, I guess hit the transfer portal and see where you can go.
Yeah. So you stated you started to coach with Lionel. After Lionel being over there under his tutelage, just learning. Then what was your next transition coaching?
So originally I started with AAU with Hoop Smart, my dad's AAU program with Lionel, a few other guys, Keenan Fisher coaching the city. Zeke Hill was there as well at the start of it. But I did Hoop Smart, and then I went into the Lionel's program. Had a few great years there, really good players, really good teams. Learned a lot as a coach, learned a lot from Lionel, my dad, Coach Regnier over there as well. And then I went over to Southview with Dennis. And that was, man, I love Savannah Southview so much, man. I tell you, that was a experience that I needed coming off of a few years that were up and down. I needed that consistent love. And then everyone was bought in. Everyone took Dennis' lead and everyone bought in. Dennis is a phenomenal leader, great motivator, great X's and O's, learned a ton. And honestly, I wouldn't be in this position without Dennis and, his, speaking on my behalf on what I can do as a coach.
Yeah.
And, it's kind of when your JV coach is leaving, sometimes it's not a easy handoff or send off, or they are against it. And he was all for it and was helping me through the process and happy for me. So thank you, Dennis, again.
Yeah. What's one gem that he taught you or that you learned from him being under the program with him?
Man, you know what? It may sound crazy, but we didn't lose a lot of games last year at Southview, but he taught me how to deal with losses.
Oh, that's
So
good.
I've always had coaches, for the most part, that took losses very hard, and sometimes it's warranted to scream and go in there, go crazy. But he showed me a different side, and it was a side that I think is better, for the players and for the coaches, where it's just like it's a learning lesson. You know what I mean? Now, he did go in there sometimes, obviously sometimes it's warranted, but to
Yeah.
go in there and turn up a little bit. But it was crazy to see, because I started to see how the boys reacted to him coming in after a loss as well, and how a lot of times he was positive even within that loss. So, I appreciate him for that.
Yeah. So now you at Maumee, home of the Panthers, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
How
sir.
does it feel to be taking on your first varsity program?
Man, it's incredible. I love it. I've got nothing but love and support so far.
Yeah.
It's a great community. The people are great, nice. The boys are locked in. We just got to continue to get more boys in the building and change the culture of the basketball program a little bit. But outside of that, man, it's been tremendous.
Yeah, and let us know for the people that might be watching, the people that can share for the up and coming middle school kids that's looking for a high school. What does Maumee have to offer, and what would you be able to assure them if they come to Maumee to play for you and your program?
Man, Maumee has a lot to offer. Great education. Outside of that, great people, great communities, very tight knit community. Facilities are great. We just put $100,000 into our weight room. We have a big main gym that's very nice, auxiliary gym as well. But what you'll get in this program, man, is consistency, winning mentality. We're going to push the guys. We're going to push kids to be their best. We're going to develop them to be not only great young men, but the best basketball players they're willing to be. So that depends on, if you're showing up every day, what your attitude is like, and, if you're ready to really get it in, because that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, man. What's your key priorities for starting a program? Like, what do you want to put your imprint on there? What do you want your program to be known for, to look like, and be demonstrated as?
Man, honestly, I want you to be able to see when we get on that floor that we're going to go hard every single minute of the game. We're going to play together. We're going to care about each other, and we're going to have fun. I want you to be able to see all those things when you come to a Maumee basketball game. We're going to have people in the stands. We're going to have people that are excited. So my job right now is to put all of that together and make it look good for us, to get a couple W's on the floor.
Yeah. What's going to be your philosophy offensively and defensively?
Honestly, that is a great question, because I have a few ideas, but I'm not all the way there yet, based off of me seeing all of my guys. So, of course, I've watched every game that they played last year, and I have some ideas about what I want to do. But I need to see my guys on the floor incorporating these things to see if that's the way for us. But I can tell you that we're going to get up and down. We're going to play fast. We're going to pressure the ball. We're gonna run. We'll kick for the three. But we're trying to get to the basket right now, and establish ourselves inside, then out, and play like that. That'll be our play style.
Yeah. Do you foresee anything happening, any challenges that you might have to face, and how would you go about being that you're in charge? You don't have to, have a team huddle. You have to make the decision now versus having meetings and stuff like that.
Man, we have quite a few challenges here right now. The main thing is just changing the culture of basketball, making basketball a priority. Getting people excited about basketball. Coach Osher, who was here before me, did a great job passing everything off to me. The boys were really young last year, so they got beat up a little bit, but that's not a bad thing. they are more experienced going into this year. But you know, I like the challenge of being in charge, having to make that final call. It's exciting, and you got to go with the good and go with the bad. You know, sometimes you're gonna make a mistake or not make the right call, but it's learning lessons and keep getting back out there. That's one thing I tell my boys this summer. So you're gonna make mistakes, and so are we as coaches. But we take it on the chin and we learn from it and move forward.
Now, will your dad come on the coaching staff to help, or he just gonna be overseeing around?
Man, I wish he was. So
I couldn't wait to ask. That was my question to ask.
I know. No, originally he was thinking about coming over, but he honestly said he wanted to let me spread my wings a little bit. So
spoken like man, shout out to Jerron. That's spoken like him, man. He ain't trying to get in the way. He trying to let you do your thing. I feel you. But you know you got him, you know, if you ever need conversation.
Oh yeah.
Be there to help.
Oh yeah.
And I just wanted to know that because you know I was just thinking about all the times I seen y'all together.
Yeah.
You got a whole program.
Yeah, and that, you know, I definitely wanted him here, but he said he's gonna let me spread my wings and he's gonna stay at Southview for now with Dennis. So if he isn't with me, I would rather him be with Dennis or Lionel for sure.
Yeah. What's gonna be your strategies in player development?
That's the biggest challenge probably facing right now is just the development of our players, and that's an everyday thing. So every day we're in the gym, you know, this summer showed us that ball handling is something that we have to work on, and shooting is something that we have to work on, which everyone pretty much works on every day, but we are very attentive to that. We have benchmarks of where we want to be by the time we get to the season, and we're good progress, good development has we've seen so far. Long way to go, but the boys are showing up, so that's all I can ask.
Yeah. What's your goals for the seasons for your team, the JV and the varsity? Like what's your goals looking at the outset? Do you got a realistic goal that you saying we're gonna shoot for this?
Double-digit wins and NBC. That's what we want. So that if we could be NBC champions, that's the goal. That's the ultimate goal, of course. But we needed to do that. We need to be in a double-digit win category for sure. And for the program, I just want to continue to build on that culture. So, you know, one of the things that was different for me when I got here was after freshman games, the freshmen left and took a bus back after on away games. I want them there. That's a part of the things that I want to change. So I want the freshmen there. I want them to see what they have coming up. I want them to see the energy, the passion, how the varsity guys play, how I coach. And that's for the freshman coaches as well. I want everyone to be involved. So it's more of a tight-knit family program instead of it being blocked and guys are not there. I think that would go a long way in the development of what I'm trying to do as far as the program goes. And I have great coaches on my staff, so I think they'll be able to get that message out there. But yeah, that's this year it'll be interesting. It'll be fun, but it'll be interesting.
Did you already picked your staff who you got with them? Like, what about the JV and the varsity? Did them coming, or is going to be returning staff that's already there?
So actually, yeah, I have returning staff. I have Tia Crape, who's helped us, my dad and I, both at Emmanuel and over at Southview. So she's come over with me. She'll be one of the varsity assistants. Then I have Jim Richardson, who was the JV coach last year. He's going to stay in that position. Him and my dad have background working together downtown, and a really good guy, very knowledgeable. And then I have Tom Berzine, who actually is on the football coaching staff as well, but he was on the varsity coaching staff last year. He'll be the freshman coach. And it's perfect because he's going to segue with our junior Panthers. Shout out to our junior Panthers and Tom for doing that. You know, just trying to get those guys coming up, understanding what we want to do. You know, maybe running some stuff that we have, but yeah, he's a perfect guy to transition our youth to the high school level. And then still looking for one other coach. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and how would you implement your team with reaching out with the community and being involved and having the community involved in to how you're running the program and to even help with the development of your program?
Oh yeah, that's why I kept some of those guys on. That's
Okay.
that's from this community. So Jim went to Maumee, graduated from Maumee. All his boys have went to Maumee, so he's a staple in the community. Tom has been around the Maumee community, and then I have a couple other guys that are volunteers that are diehard Maumee Panther guys. So they're helping me kind of initiate myself within the community. We'll show up to everything though, so we'll be at all the football games. We'll be at baseball games. I'll be at the youth games. So junior high, elementary, we'll be at those games supporting not just basketball, but other sports as well. I plan to throw like a tailgate, basketball tailgate for one of the first home football games,
Yeah, that'd be
just
dope.
so people can come and meet us, see what we're about, see the type of people we are, and then, start to implement ourselves in a community where people can just be, walk by and know who we are.
Yeah. What are your long-term and short-term goals for the program? Like, what mark do you want to leave? Coach Gillespie wants to leave in Maumee.
And honestly, if I'm in the gym right now, as you can tell, looking at that banner right there, men's basketball, we haven't won a championship since '96.
Wow.
We've won one district championship, and that was in '61 or '64.
Wow.
That's the legacy right there. That's we gotta make that happen. We gotta change that. We gotta get some new numbers up there. 2024-25 would be nice. That's the short-term goal for sure. And the long-term goal is to get some, not only districts, but regionals and to get to the states.
Yeah. Whatever comes on your heart, can you speak words of encouragement to the youth, to young players and young coaches?
Man, as far as players go, stay in the gym. Stay in the gym. There's no way around the work. There's no way around the work. You have to stay in the gym if you want to be what most of you see on TV. And that's an NBA basketball player, which we all wanted to be an NBA basketball player, but it's very, very difficult. And basketball can take you places, or any other sport can take you places that you wouldn't go to outside of the sports. It has led me all over the world, the country. I've met tons of great people, tons of people I'm still close with. I believe that if you put in the work, you can get where you want to, but it's not easy. Put in that work, stay in the gym, and be a student of the game. Not only just watch Steph Curry shoot threes, but you need to break down the game and really see, honestly, I think the fundamentals are the things that's missing most. So you can break down those fundamentals or have someone that can help break down those fundamentals. I think that's the key to being special in basketball.
Yeah. We thank you for coming on here. We just say that may God bless you and take your lead. May your steps be ordered. May he give you favor in that program with the kids. May you be able to touch kids and be able to do something different in their life and change them and give them direction. And we just pray that, you have favor and that you go and be strong, be bold, be courageous. You can do all things through Christ who gives you strength. I'm proud of you. We're going to be supporting you from afar, man, sharing
Thank you.
Your players, sending your players my way. We can, do our best to try to, pour into you because we know you pour so much into these kids and you what they're needed for this time right now. So, man, I'm just so happy for you from afar, man. And I'm proud of you. I know you're going to do good things.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And I want to thank you for having me on. And honestly, bro, I want to thank you for everything you're doing, man. This is amazing. Giving the community a voice, not only the adults, but the kids. And that's huge, man. Just giving them an opportunity to speak their mind and speak what they feel, what they see. I think that's hitting more than just sports. That's hitting mental health. That's hitting opportunity. So I thank you for that, bro, because there's no one out here doing it quite like this, and I was just telling one of my friends before I got on the call, I'm like, he's not just interviewing coaches and players that have made it or that have had their careers. He's interviewing new coaches like myself. He's interviewing kids who have bright futures, and that need to be heard as well. So thank you for that, man. We all appreciate you for sure.
Yeah, when basketball season come, I'm gonna be ready for that list of Panthers to get sent my way.
Absolutely. I got a couple guys that need to talk to you for sure.
Yeah, appreciate you, man.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.